Hello guys, Wahoo here, back with another episode of the Hello Guy podcast. I hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. We got our banger for you today, guys. We got Moby on. If you don't know who Moby is, you might be living under a rock, or at least not the Trove rock, that's for sure, because he is the senior community manager of Gamigo, and that's not only because he's only on Trove, but he's on many other games. Basically all the games that are on here. We're gonna talk mostly Trove, and it was a little just warning. I did turn him up a little bit too much in the beginning, so I do adjust it over time. So just keep that in mind. If it's a little bit loud, it will adjust itself a little bit. It's Discord, and I wanted to make sure you guys heard him, and then it was kind of like too much, and yeah, it's all in there. But yeah, we talk a lot about a lot of things, and I don't want to spoil anything for you. It's an amazing episode. What an amazing guy. And it was just right now, so I'm recording this right after. I'm just kind of very excited for the episode that you guys are gonna listen to it, and it was just great. And I'm so excited to maybe be more projects like this. It's just so amazing to do all these things together and bring you guys along with it. That's the most important thing. You guys are all part of it, and I did all this not only for myself. I say these like podcasts are like my excuse to listen to it or get to know people, and it is, but it's also for you guys to learn more about me and the people I talk to and stuff like that. So I'm very happy about all these here. I miss the podcast. I know it's been away for a while, but now we released it back with a couple episodes, and this one is the one you really want to listen to. So thank you guys so much for your continually support. I really appreciate it, and I'm not gonna make this any longer because you guys just want to listen into what Moby and me were talking about. So thank you again for watching or listening on Spotify. Thank you again, and shout out to Anchor FM for hosting these podcasts again. So, but here is the episode you all wanted to have with Moby. So, like I said about these conversations, it's more like a conversation. I didn't pre-set any questions or anything like that because it's just a naturally conversation. So I don't know where it's gonna end up. But I can promise you, I won't ask you any hard-hitting questions. Don't worry, it won't be. Okay. It won't be too hard. But I would like to know, like people have seen you now. I didn't know that's what you looked like, but that's cool. Now we know your face because of the live streams.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is it that you because I think I know what you do for Gamigo, but maybe you can explain it better than I can, or?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I'm Moby. I am a senior community manager now at Gamigo. But basically, my role is to help with social media and reach type stuff for several Gamigo games, like Trove, Skydome, Arcade, Rift. I've been involved with Atlas as well. So a lot of different games. Whenever it seems like the iron is hot, I try to strike, so to speak. Yeah.
Yeah. So you said, because I do have some background knowledge because I've been around for a while, right? And when you said you are a senior community manager now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You used to work for Trion World, right? Like when that was a thing.
Yeah. So I've recently become a senior community manager. I've been a community manager with Gamigo, but earlier this year got a little bit of a title change, so it's great. But I've always kind of been doing community stuff with Trion in the past. You're definitely familiar with Trove. And the creator program and some other stuff that I've done. But I also, when I first started at Trion, I was actually in QA. So I was more doing testing stuff with Trove and for Atlas Reactor. And I unfortunately during the layoffs and stuff with Trion going under, I I went to work with Muzzy on the startup. We were both in the Bay Area and stuff, so got to work together for about a year, and then Gamigo asked for me back, and it was good to reconnect with familiar faces and join up and help out with new projects and things.
Yeah. So actually, Gamigo, or I'm saying Gamigo. You say Gamigo.
Gamigo, you say tomato, I say tomato. Yeah.
But Gamigo though approached you for a position because of what you did for Trion World, or they know of you, or were you like, hey, if something opens up, I'm cool. If you guys, hit me up.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely still connected. A lot of friends and that I worked with at Trion. They were interested in having more of a North America community manager presence, because you're familiar. Gamigo is in Europe and Germany, but having a presence during North America hours was pretty important. So that's why my role was to come back and help out with CM stuff during NA hours, basically.
Okay, so isn't the senior manager to start out with was just North American stuff first?
Yeah, so I was kind of helping out with a lot of the Trion titles. That was my expertise.
Was it also when you were on Trion World? Was it that was a smaller position, right? You were more, or you were also a senior manager there, or?
No, I was more of just a regular community manager.
Okay, and that was specifically for Trove, right? Or?
So at Trion, I started as QA, like I said, and then I got into a social influencer position to run the creator program. And then that in game development, you wear many hats, let's say.
Yeah.
So I was the influencer manager and also community manager for Atlas Reactor and also Defiance.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, so
yeah, you kind of had your hand in many games already, or well, these the games we know of now. Yeah.
Yeah, being the the influencer manager back then, you kind of knew a lot about all the updates for each of the games, and trying to get cool new items to give out and things like that. It was so I was like pretty familiar with Trove. But they already had a couple CMs, Fasty and such.
Oh yeah. So he was more Fasty was more like the, I wouldn't say go-to guy, but the main Trove community manager then, like.
Yeah, back then, for sure.
Yeah,
definitely Fasty.
Because I talked a little bit with him as well. I had a little bit of communication as well when he was on with Trion World. And did he also? Because he did a few live streams after, right? Did he go over to Gamigo as well and then leave afterwards, or did he manage to? I don't know.
Yeah, I believe that Fasty was on with Gamigo for a while, and then eventually kind of found something different to do. But
yeah,
it was a rough transition with the Trion going under.
Yeah.
Not many of us, were able to stay on, and but some of us, either found something different or have come back, or.
Yeah, I feel like, before what I know of, and of course correct me if I'm wrong, is that they kind of laid everybody off in a way, and then they kind of slowly retrained some of the people back over time. Is that correct?
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah,
I don't know exactly myself, but yeah, I know because I was leaving. I kind of left before I caught wind of some, something major was going to happen. So, I was looking around, and Muzzy kind of recruited me. So I wasn't there at the the final hours or anything, but yeah.
Yeah, because it happened so suddenly. Actually, it was in 2018, I think, right? It's like almost 3 years ago. And I remember it because I've told this story a few times to people, at least on the stream as well. Like, it was a month or something like that before TwitchCon was, and I was supposed to go to TwitchCon NA back then, and I had like set up meetings with some of the Twixler. Also Kumar. He was actually on the. He was actually on my other podcast I had. I had a podcast called State of Trove when they did all those Friday streams, and I kind of took this transcript. There's a guy that made a transcript, and I made questions for some of the community members, and we had like a discussion of like, what do you think they mean by this and stuff, back and forth, and I then had arrangements to meet these people, and I was so excited to meet them, and then Trion World goes under, and then everybody's like, oh, crap, I gotta find a job, right? So it unfortunately didn't happen.
Great
meeting
timing.
Some of these guys. What?
Yeah, not great timing for sure.
Yeah, this is very unfortunate for me, but yeah, that's just what happened. But yeah, that was crazy times though, and a lot of people now talk about, for example, Trove being a dead game, for example. Just this one like an example, but to me, Trove could have, ended 2.5 years ago, whatever, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It could have said, Gamigo could have said, Trove looks like a really, we're not gonna, we're just gonna leave, we're just gonna shut it down. So we should actually, many people like talk about being dead or whatever, but it's not. But the thing is, you could have stopped playing it 3 years ago, so you should be happy that you can still play it after 3 years, right? Like,
yeah. That's a very common thing among communities and games. I feel like, even Among Us, one of the most popular games, gets hit with that comment as well. So it's kind of a weird gamer mentality that people like to kind of join in on and call it dead game and whatnot. But yeah, like you said, like Gamigo actually, brought the game more back to life. We actually released on a new platform and a new class, this year, which are like huge accomplishments. And, for it being a quote unquote dead game, those are, not things that you would see.
No, it doesn't make sense to put that much effort into a dead game. Would it be like?
Yeah. I understand that players were used to in the past getting, a lot of, content pumped out every, maybe month or weeks or something like that. But, we're, making a lot of strides, and, we had to kind of rebuild the team a bit and
because
prioritize things, and,
Yeah, because you had a way bigger team, right, on working on Trove when it was Trion World, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that was too big of a team? Do you think that Trion World actually overdid it with people, and that's what one of their? I know there might have been other decision they've made along the way. I've heard that they did make a few ones and along the way, and that's just how business goes, right? But do you think it also was too big of a team, and now the team is more? I wouldn't say adjustable, but what is it more in tune with what the size of the game is as well, versus,
I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm not the best judge of this, but I think back then it seemed like the team size was appropriate, and having the team that we have now, it seems like we're accomplishing things that we're able to, and rolling out updates that we can. Certainly with any game, you have more people, you can kind of try to accomplish more.
Yeah, because I just feel like that's just because I don't know what exactly killed, whatever you can say, killed the Trion World, but from my perspective, it's just I feel like the team is a lot more there's enough to do for everyone now. So it's like seems like it's a much better sized team for the game the size of the game it is, right? So that's just for me looking outside, not knowing how many people it's actually.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just how I feel when I think about the dev team.
Yeah, it's just a different dynamic now, I guess.
We did get to meet a few of them, on the your live stream. I never seen those two guys before, but
yeah. So
so,
we got some newer faces. So and we're trying to grow the live stream and do it more this year. So
so we can expect more live streams during the year. Not anything.
Yeah, so far it's kind of been like monthly. I don't know if we'll keep doing it monthly, but I'd like to do more in the future. The past two ones I think have gone well with the community. So it's been good to introduce faces and kind of celebrate major milestones and stuff with the community.
Yeah, for sure. You also know that I posted on Twitter about the drops and everything. I think that was amazing. You guys did that as well. But I feel like the live stream you did on Friday was one of the best live streams you've done in, I don't know for how long, but a very, very long time. I feel like you guys, you never... all the questions that was in chat, there was a lot of questions in chat.
Yeah.
But I felt like you didn't dodge any of the questions. There were maybe a few, of course, but I felt like you guys were so in tune with you were not afraid of addressing any of the questions, which I feel like has been in the past. And I know that might be other reasons for that, but I just felt like you guys were like so more in tune with the community for that live stream than like other live streams that have been in the past. So I think it was a great live stream you had. Like,
fantastic. I love to hear that. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did try to leave it open to the chat, and also we're talking with the dev team beforehand and asked if there was any feedback they wanted asked from the players. So it kind of goes both ways. Devs are watching and players are watching, so get all that good feedback in there.
Yeah, because that's really I know you get it from some people behind this. I wouldn't say behind the scenes, but you talk to like people from the Trovosaurus, right? And you talk to people maybe in the end game, and some of the people that I talked to, for example, not too long ago with somebody you might also know, Stepfeed. She or he, that somebody discussed that with me today on Discord. Doesn't matter. But so I'm just going to stress that she said that she would work as a volunteer, as the forum person and stuff like that. And I think that some of those people that are like, for example, her as well, like play the game herself, and you guys might also be that, but they're really into the game, so those information you at least get from some people that play it intensively, that's valuable feedback at least,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, kind of all the dedicated players. I mean, there's so many people fighting for mastery, or tons of stuff in the game. There's so much content. But yeah, lots of fans, and it's been out for 6+ years. So
yeah, 100%. And with that said, I wanted to kind of talk about the the dedicated players you have over the years. Is it hard to manage? You might not know this, but you might also know. But is it hard? Because this is a question I've been thinking about for, I don't know, quite a while. That balancing the game between the new players and the I wouldn't say old players, but the veteran players, right? Like, is it hard to balance the game between those, because it's like very opposite of each other,
I think we try to make things. I'm not the best to speak to this.
No.
Probably a designer, but I think that they try to focus on things that would appeal to new audiences, but also to the veterans and stuff. So kind of, I'm gonna go off what Dan, the engineer, brought up on Friday, um, but basically, like, they're gonna work on some delve improvements, and that's maybe more for veteran players.
Yeah.
But also kind of like cleaning up the bot situation on PC. We know it's been a long-standing issue, and that will also help out with new players just joining, kind of like not having to worry about that as much.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, but that said, like, do developers? I know you're not a developer, but do Gamigo look to other games as well? That's been something I've been thinking about as well. It's like there's other games out there. Do they look at other games? I don't know, like what the other games doing, and how can this be improved our games maybe?
Well, I want to say first off, you could consider community management part of dev team. It depends on the game studio, maybe,
Okay.
but I like to be involved with the devs as much as possible. But we also, like, on the social media and community side of things, we do look at what other games are doing, how we can improve on reaching out to players or effective communications and things like that. So I think devs also do that as well, to see what's working and what's not working. Also, there's a lot of times we talk and chat amongst each other on latest news in the gaming industry.
Yeah. What's popping in the different areas, genres, and stuff like that, and always trying to maybe to keep on what's it called, top of everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you talked about, like, you communicate a lot with the dev team and stuff. Like, what is kind of like a day in the life of Moby? Like, what is kind of day is you just came off a meeting, for example, and is it just a lot of meetings, or?
Yeah, generally every week we'll have some meetings kind of to discuss, weekly or monthly kind of scheduling or tasks that are coming up. For example, like Skydome, it's currently in closed beta, early access, timing and stuff like that. So we're preparing for communications that are going to be coming up for the game. We have a new champion coming out. We have a whole new map kind of invasion system coming with it. So we're trying to hype it up and get ready for early access.
You said invasion. Was that because you had a live stream, I think about a month ago or something. At least it was the last Sky Dome stream I saw. Some of the developer, I think he's a developer. I played with him, but he seems like he knows what he's talking about. So I'm pretty sure he might be a developer. But he said something about you guys wanted it to be more PvP, because now it's more like it is kind of PvP-ish, but you're not directly interacting with each other. But he said something that they were working on, that it would be more directly interacting with each other in the PvP scenario. Is that what you mean by the invasion?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
So it's gonna be like there'll be some mysterious jungle creatures that you can fight, and once you beat them, you can transform into them and jump into the other side of the arena.
Wow.
So you actually get to control a little minion guy, and you can kind of terrorize the enemy champions as that minion.
Oh, so kind of. So you're. Oh, okay. That's great, because I was afraid that the game was, because I really like the game. I'm really hyped to play some more of it. Closed beta, there wasn't too many people playing, so I hope when it opens up to everybody, then everybody can just jump in. But I was really liking the format where you it's basically like PvE, PvP, where you are
Yeah.
PvP versus people, but you are kind of in your own lane and you have your own stuff going on. So that's what really intrigued me about the Sky Dome, and that's why I'm really excited to play it some more. Um, so I was afraid when he was saying it was more going to be more, or well, might not be completely revamping the game, but I was just when he said more PvP, I was just like, oh no, I want to keep it as it is right now. But it kind of seems like it's still, yeah, sure,
It's
you are
cool.
interacting more with people, but still in the same kind of format. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Because you're only that minion for like a temporary amount of time, but you know it doesn't take away from the game at all, and it really adds that PvP element, more of that PvP element without being too uh PvP in your face.
Yeah. So kind of same structure with the whole thing. Yeah, but that's awesome. That's actually pretty cool. Is that gonna be in a specific? Is that gonna be in all the maps, or is it gonna be in a different? Or is it only gonna be one of the maps? Or
I believe it'll be in all the maps,
okay,
and right now there's the 3 different maps that we have, but yeah, it's really cool to see it though. I can't wait for you and others to check it out.
hmm, yeah, because something I did a video a couple of days ago, I think it was on the production letter that it was sent out from you know
Yeah,
from
we had to
Triton.
give out some news, let the players know,
Mm.
keep them updated.
Yeah, because you guys you were close to releasing, right? Like before you hit those major bumps, or
Yeah, it's part of like game development. You want to set a date that you can expect to release by, and then you know like days come closer and closer to that date, and you're just like, okay, this is ready to go, but there's this one bug that we need to fix, and then you try to fix that bug, and then there's another bug, and then it's just kind of sometimes you have to postpone things a little bit,
yeah.
but
Is is that very frustrating for you as a because game development is not your job. You like you're community manager, right? So
yeah, I have to
is it, yeah,
help handle the messaging at least.
yeah.
Uh,
Is it very frustrating when you're like, all right, guys, you got all set up, for Twitter, you got it all on YouTube, all of the stuff, and all the channels you want to post, and you're ready to go, and like there's one of the developers sticks in his head and say, we found something, should probably wait with posting anything right now.
yeah, it's always kind of an unexpected challenge that comes up,
Hmm.
but gotten some experience with that.
Hmm. Yeah. I was just picturing it being a little frustrating, having to everything. You got the green light, and then they find something, and it's like, damn it, we almost
Last
had it.
second, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it happens in all the games.
Yeah, you never like to see it, but we're not the only game that it's happened to. So there's other, I try to see what other games do and how they handle the messaging like that as well,
Mm,
to keep that in mind. But yeah, having everything on hold, it's never good.
no. So when you say that, I also think because I work as a teacher, right? And my mind suddenly goes to in a weird place. I know this is a completely shift in what we were talking about, but uh, how do you become a community manager? Like you said, is there a way for it to be? I guess it is not a PSA on how to become, but um,
Like
how do
how do
you
you,
got into it all of
how
it?
do you get into the community management?
Yeah.
You do this? For me, I've always kind of had that kind of passion between game development and bridging the gap between players and the dev team.
Hmm.
Uh, so it really, if that's what you're really interested in doing, um, it's it's always good to have effective, communication, like writing, reading skills. I have a degree in marketing,
Hmm.
so I think that has also helped me as well. But I found my start through QA, and kind of, when there was an opening for influencer manager or community manager, then, I also shared my interests in doing something like that. So I've grown and evolved kind of through Trion, which has been a great experience because, there's some really big games that we have, and we've gone to conventions. I've gotten to meet a lot of people, like you and others, a lot of great influencers. So it's been pretty humbling.
So you was the first job you had, was that Trion World after you or
My first step into the game industry was actually I worked at EA. I worked on a MOBA called Dawngate. But Dawngate also, did not release. It was in closed beta. It was a free-to-play MOBA game. But from there, I went on to The Sims 4. So I did QA there, and I did Live Ops QA, which is kind of like community, like live issues focused.
Sorry, I'm interrupting you, but maybe you said this before, but I just didn't pick up on it. QA, what is that stand for? I'm sorry if I don't.
Oh, so QA is quality assurance. So that's kind of testing, finding bugs, reporting bugs in a clear way, so that the dev team can look at the bug or the issue and kind of reproduce the same steps and have this bug or issue occur, so they can fix it.
Okay, right. So you said Sims 4 live QA.
Yeah.
And
yeah. So Dawngate, Sims 4, and then I was only kind of contracted for a year at EA. So by the time the year was coming up, I had some connections at Trion, and got move over there basically.
Yeah, also as a QA, as you said in the beginning. Yeah. Was that contracted, or was that full time and stuff?
When I started at Trion, it was full time.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, a lot of big companies like EA, you have to be kind of contracted for a while. But it was a great opportunity to get your foot in the door.
Yeah. So I guess it was kind of sad that Trion World, all went down in that, but we kind of discussed that. I guess we kind of talked.
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
I said discuss. I don't know. That's not the right word. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Very good.
Yeah. So maybe we should bring it back a little bit to Trove and talk about, like, I felt like you guys also were very talking again about the live stream you did, where you talked about the console update coming actually in the Q3 here.
Yep. We don't have an official date quite yet. But like, PC is still getting updates for the latest patch. So we tried to kind of make sure it's all in a good spot, and we have to get in all the content that console is missing to get it up to date with PC. And also, once that's all ready, you go through a certification process with each of the different consoles. So there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, but it's hard to communicate that
you
to
can't
players.
just be total open about that, because it's still companies, and
Yeah, I mean, I would love to give a date, but then also it's like, tomorrow that date could change. So we don't want to communicate that to players, just because there's like having if I say this date specifically, and it changes tomorrow, and then it changes the next day, it's we'll have similar thing with Skydome. We have a delay, and we're trying to get it as ready when it's ready, and
Yeah, but that's
You know how
that's
it
what
goes.
all games do in a way. You know, they put out an update for a game, right, and then they have to put in hot fixes along the way because like it was in a playable state, and then when you say that date, you have to put it out there, unless it like has some major issues, like something where it's unplayable,
Yeah,
right? So then you can delay, but it feels like it has to be a really huge thing before you, because yeah. But when you say the update, I don't know if you can say, but I'm just saying uh, it's all like because consoles has the update, right? Don't they? I'm not following.
yeah.
Yeah,
I believe they are on update. They're waiting for Chloromancer rework and Bard. And
abort. Yeah, yeah. So that's gonna be what I'm saying is that's gonna be together in one update.
yeah, 1 mega update to catch them up.
Okay, cool. Okay, because I didn't feel like that was clear, but I think people just assumed it was all of it. But you
Hmm.
know, but that's cool. That's really cool. And you also, I feel like it was a great live stream as well because you guys also kind of hinted at and actually said what the next update was going to be, but the next event was going to be for like August, right? And then for September as well.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of that stuff is, being worked on as we speak. So
Hmm.
it's good for them, like the designers to kind of tease what is coming up ahead.
Yeah. And that just makes it a lot better for like bringing on people that know stuff about it. I guess you know it as well, but I guess it's a give and take kind of deal in a live stream.
Yeah.
So if you were the community manager, do you also have other full time community managers, or are you managing like all the games by yourself, and then you have like volunteers?
Oh no, we definitely have a lot of community managers that are helping out.
Hmm.
So I used to be more dedicated to like Trove and Rift and Atlas and stuff. But kind of with my new role, I took on different responsibilities. But I'm also, helping out with a lot of the CMs. But currently there's, I don't know if you're aware, but there's Emiliana and Elirock that are helping out on Trove as CMs.
Yeah, I've seen those, or I've seen their names.
Yeah, yeah. So those are two of the more dedicated Trove CMs.
Hmm. Yeah, could they? And are they stationary in because the game is it's pretty cool because now with Gamigo updates or not updates, what is it called? Yeah, well, game information also comes in French and in German as well. Um,
Yeah. Mhm.
so I think that's pretty cool that it feels like it's expanding on that.
Yeah, and I think that's part of bringing ourselves like going from Trion to Gamigo is they emphasize, since they're in Europe, it's more important to have not only English but German and French. So, we got to see, some kind of improvements
Mm,
or a different prioritizations, I guess,
yeah.
for communications and stuff for Trove and other games.
Yeah, because I feel like one of the uh, not only should you have like a especially now I feel like more than it was before. I think the gaming market has been becoming even more intense than it has ever been in the way of people's expectations of games and I feel like the communication is super important because yeah, you're probably making a really good game, but when something happens, that communication is so key to all of the the public, for example.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like, people like to comment or share their thoughts on things a lot more now, and social media has just grown. More different platforms, not just Twitter and Facebook and stuff. So people are sharing things on TikTok or other channels and stuff. But yeah.
Do you think that maybe this is not maybe this is more of a personal in a way? Do you feel like the gaming has become like people are very okay. I don't know if that's a word, but it's like if they're okay with having a game or being very hateful around a game, because I feel like I experience as a content creator, I experience now I'm only with Trove, and I know I've seen it in other I've seen it in other games as well. For example, Path of Exile, which I also play, but I've seen people being very vocal about stuff they don't like, and I feel like that's something I experience as a content creator as well. People are very I wouldn't say have blindfolds on, but it's more people are very they feel, I feel like they say negative things but not being any critique about it. Like is that how's that frustrating in some way, maybe, you know?
Yeah, I think it's kind of like sometimes it can be rough, like I want to say like Cyberpunk, if
Oh yeah.
that game didn't meet everyone's expectations on launch, but they developed that game and they put out a pretty good product. It's unfortunate it didn't live up to everyone's expectations, and it's hard to kind of manage that. I think a lot of people like to kind of jump on the train or whatever of negativity or even positivity sometimes, just because other people are doing it. So
Yeah,
and yeah, it's kind of becoming more and more that way. And it's unfortunate because I think it's just we're only hurting ourselves as a community if we're making it more negative, or replying to games as dead game or things like that. Because I mean, clearly, if you're replying to this game, you still care about it in one way or another. But leaving a negative comment like that doesn't really help anyone.
Yeah, I do think it comes out of love for the game that they want more, of course. But I just feel like people are handling. I'm not saying create a YouTube channel and then make 700 videos about the game as I have for Trove, but I'm just saying try to look at like you guys, like I see it as very logical. You guys want to make money, right? You guys that's what the whole thing is about, right? You want to make money as anybody else wants to make money, and from that, of course, you're not gonna make something that's bad, and you're not like sitting there rubbing your hands and say, "Oh, we made something bad. Now people, get a bad game." You guys want to make a good game, so all your intentions are good when you create content for this game and or communicate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it doesn't make sense you would be not listening to the community, because the community is who is paying your bills. So it's like that doesn't make any sense when people say, "Oh, Gamigo never listens to what we're saying" and stuff like that. Like maybe they're not responding to what you're saying, but they're definitely taking it in. Like I'm pretty sure you guys do that.
Yeah, we're definitely listening and keeping an eye, and it doesn't always get communicated, but definitely we're aware and looking at stuff.
Because I feel like you guys, of course, I would, as any player, would also, of course, note every detail there is about anything. We are always curious to know more. That's just, I think, people's nature. But I feel like you guys at least communicate very well. I've definitely known of, not games that I have played, but I've known of gaming companies that are even worse at, communicating what they're going on.
I mean, some people have said this kind of before, but some may say that we kind of spoil our audience by the level of devs or community people that are talking in either through doing streams that we did in the past or through Discord or whatever. Since the Trion changed to Gamigo, though, I know Trion was, we were pretty active. Trove was always, we had the Friday live streams and stuff like that. So we're kind of climbing our way back to being more and more.
But I guess it's also kind of a footing to find your way in a big company as Gamigo. I don't know actually how big Gamigo, but it seems like a huge company, or well, I don't know, but really really big company. So gotta maybe feel out how are we gonna present our things and stuff like that. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So we're about that time of the hour. We still got like about 15 minutes or so. But I think we can squeeze in some more. You said that you might have a meeting or something. You are sitting at work right now, so.
Yeah, I mean, I luckily get to work remote. But I am still, at home, and lots of stuff pops up all the time. But yeah, I am free for a bit if you want
to
close out the hour.
Yeah,
but yeah, I appreciate.
Sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate you letting me know, though.
Yeah. It's like I talked about this, and this is why it's such a free format. Like, there's nothing that is set in stone, and it's just a conversation. But yeah, so you talked about you working remote. Has that been always remote, or is that a COVID thing?
I think it started more from the COVID stuff, but when I did come back to Gamigo, I was able to work remote, or at least that was part of the plan. And then the COVID stuff kind of made it more acceptable, I guess. Just like in a weird way, like for the gaming industry, or other places, like working remote is a lot more viable.
Yeah.
Or accepted or something now.
I think also
obviously this work for certain careers, like probably. But I don't know. Have you made any changes like through teaching and stuff like that? You said you're a teacher, right?
Yeah. We made some. Well, I work with smaller kids, just like the kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade. So, they of course, when we had lockdown here in Denmark, as many places, they were home, and that was just kind of a weird time because kids are, well, of course they are geniuses at computers. That format was still new to them, so yeah, we definitely had to, but thank God that it hasn't been that hard in Denmark. We've been very keen on being proactive and doing all these things. We are getting through it. America was a little bit harder hit, I feel like. Yeah. So you guys have, or did you have a office? Because I remember Kumar, when he was on the other podcast, he was very keen on being, well, he was in the office. I remember him being there for that one. Did you have another, or were you ever in the office?
Yeah. Of course, in the Trion days, I was in the office. We had the California office.
Oh, there was more than one office?
Yeah, we have a California office and the office in Texas.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know there was two. So
I think even before then, I want to say there was like a Southern California office as well, but that was before my Trion time.
Okay. So Trion office was in northern of California?
In the Bay Area, basically.
Oh, the Bay Area. Okay, yeah. All right. So there's no office now, or?
No, there's not a California office per se, but the more the Austin or the Texas office.
Okay. All right. Cool. There's I just know that he was in that office, and I was just kind of curious on what happened to those offices now that you know uh, Gamigo is out of Germany, right? So I was just wondering if everybody just worked remote. Now that you said so.
Yeah, some people are still remote. Like I'm on the East Coast. There's some people on the West Coast, and many people on Central or Texas. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's it's kind of nice being able to. For me, being on East Coast also helps out because a lot of people I work with are in Europe, so the time difference is not as rough as it would be for West Coast.
Oh yeah, that's is it 2 or 3 hours there's between there, east to west?
Yeah, 3 hours from coast to coast
Yeah.
in the U.S.
That makes a big difference.
Yeah, but most of the people I work with are 6 hours ahead of me. So when I'm waking up, they're kind of like ending their day, but I still get to catch them before they go.
That would be kind of hard if you were on the west coast, actually.
Yeah. So when I was on the West Coast, actually, I had to get up super early for meetings and stuff, and it was
Oh,
kind of rough.
so was it your choice, or was it just made more sense if you moved? Because you were on the west coast, right, when it was Trion World, and then
Yeah. So it was more my choice
it just
to
made
be
more
up.
sense to be on the
Yeah.
east coast.
hmm
Oh, okay, okay, all right, cool. Um, I think I don't know, really think I have more to kind of answer. Our conversation didn't spark any more questions per se, so uh, I guess we still kind of technically have 10 minutes, but I think we can, you know,
Yeah.
shorten it a little bit.
Uh, what are you looking forward to in Trove, or
Oh,
what would you like to see?
oh, uh, okay, we can't cover that in 10 minutes, so I guess we have to do part two. No,
Top
um,
top three or top one
no,
suggestion?
I don't have that. I actually, the state of, and many people will probably hate me for this because people always want more, but I'm pretty happy with the state of what Trove is in at the moment. Like, there's a few loose ends, some I personally just kind of um, uh, don't know, like it just bothers me a little bit, more of a like gaming OCD I have, where, like, for example, we don't have the what's it called, the last primordial drake. There was a primordial drake there, that was in there was a one time there was this opt into emails dragon that should also have been out, and then it kind of, I think it got scrapped or something, I don't know. And like, also the
Uh-huh.
different when the Forbidden Spires came out, there was like supposed to be 5 guardians, and we got 2 of them, and we were like missing 3 of them. There's just small things like that where I feel like uh, it was something that was supposed to come out, and then it never really happened. So it's just kind of sitting there lacking a little bit in that way. So it's just, I guess that's just kind of what I would like to see. Like, I feel like Trove is in. I play Trove every day, so I don't know what is specifically. I feel like it's
Like
totally
those,
missing.
yeah, the maybe things that got lost somehow.
I would probably said a new class if the Bard wasn't coming out. I would have definitely said
What
like a new
about
class.
any class reworks you're looking
Yeah,
forward
I've
to?
talked about the Lunar Lancer, but I guess you guys kind of teased it at one of the. You said that it was going to be over the moon, so I don't want you
Uh-huh.
to confirm that, but it seems like the Lunar Lancer might be the next rework coming.
Might be onto something.
Yeah. Okay. I would like to
That's
see
good
some
that
more.
you're. Yeah, it's good that you're excited for that character though. That's good.
Yeah, I am. I'm always very, very, very excited for reworks of the existing classes because what I tell people is that yeah, they can do so many things, you know, with these classes, whatever they want to, whatever direction they want. But a Lunar Lancer still needs to feel like a Lunar Lancer, right? It has to have that class identity. You can't just make, hey, what is the best class? That's a Chloromancer, maybe, you know, if you're gonna go by numbers, and then like all the classes just gonna be Lunar Lancer, Chloromancers, and then if every class is Chloromancers, why is there more than one class if every class is the same, right? So it really has to have that identity. So I'm very excited to see what you guys are gonna do with it, because it's I feel like it's a very simple class. So to make it more exciting is exciting for me to know what you guys might end up doing with that. Because I feel like the Bard class, some people don't care for the Bard class, and that's whatever they want to. But I feel like the Bard class is one of the most interesting classes we've had in a very long time, actually, because the whole mechanic about moving around and using your abilities and the whole Bard thing, I think that's so creative. And I was cool with whatever class you guys are going to put out before the Bard,
just
but
to see
after
a new
seeing
class,
the Bard, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, you just wanted to see a new class, but
No, yeah, but
Bard...
I'm very, like, after seeing how creative the dev team or whoever designed it, the Bard class, I feel like I've tremendous confidence in Gamigo, or the dev team of Trove, to make interesting and new, so classes feel very different to each other, right? So it's not just a point and shoot class or whatever, right? It's something that actually has some depth to it and some learning curves, and I'm very, very confident that you guys can do that after I saw the Bard. I'm not saying you couldn't do it before, but when I saw that, I was like, yeah, you guys are on the right path here.
Cool, glad to hear.
So yeah, I'm very excited to see whatever rework you guys are gonna do. And I'm very excited for what's coming.
Glad. That's awesome.
There was, now that I think back, is that you guys put out a letter way, like, long time ago. It might be before. I don't know if it was before Gamigo or it was after, but you guys had a plan. There was posted a plan in the letter, what it said, like, you guys were gonna go for like a major update, then was gonna be like more of a smaller one with a Bomb Royale season or something like that, and then another major update. Like, it was gonna be big update, small update, big update, small update. Is that still like you guys are trying to do so, or is it just more of how ideas go?
I think I remember that kind of team letter or announcement we made before, but I think that's kind of like was the general idea of, we try to make it so we have these major updates, and we wanted to basically, again, let players know that kind of console will not be at the same update time as PC. But you can expect these major updates and trying to hit these goals and stuff. So I think, definitely we have that kind of similar mentality still.
Yeah, I know it was not for because there's a lot more things that influence the consoles updates and stuff like that. It was just more of a general updates generally in that proximity, because we haven't seen like a season 3 of PvP in a while, so something would be cool to see that. That's a smaller update, so I kind of always think when I see a big update, like when I saw the Bard update, I always think, okay, now we're gonna maybe see a new season, or not that I'm a big PvP person, but it's always fun to get new exciting things, and yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, so I feel like there is so many things that can, like, it doesn't feel like there's almost time, like, to create things for Trove. Like, there's like, not enough time to do all the things that can be done with the game. I feel like and that's what makes it's very exciting, and why I've been keeping playing it for 5 years now.
Yeah, it's always growing, and it's always cool to see the community creations that get added into the game and stuff like that as well.
Yeah. Do you guys still get a lot of submissions of things like that?
Yeah, we still kind of work hand in hand with Trovosaurus, and they kind of funnel in all the submissions, and we kind of review those as the dev team, and get those added and give them credit for whoever made it. And I think that's kind of a cool unique thing about the game that not all games do, so it's really nice.
Yeah, and I saw that yeah, the people also sometimes say, and this is a dark place that nobody should ever go. Is the Reddit of Trove? Like that's a very dark place. I have many laughs at when people say that, for example, that modders do a better job than the devs itself, and I just laugh like it's based on what they made, so it's you get.
Yeah, I mean that can be Reddit. Each kind of social platform has its own thing, and you know Reddit can be more meme or negative sometimes, but
Mm,
we know it's there, it's out there.
yeah,
We'll check it.
yeah, of course. That's what your job is, right? So of course you're gonna do all that. But we are in that hour now, so I felt like I've said it a few times. But I did this mostly because I didn't want the conversation to go stale, where I was just paddling in the waters,
No,
if you know.
everything was great. It was really great talking with you. I can't believe an hour already flew by.
Yeah, I was surprised when we hit the 45 minutes. That's why I was like, oh, it's 45 minutes, and I was like, that's always what it like kind of ends up with these conversations, because I'm always nervous talking to not only you but like other people that I haven't spoken to. I'm speaking with a guy called Fox tomorrow that's also streamed the game a little bit, and for me it's kind of also an excuse to get to know people and get to
Yeah,
conversation with people. And I'm always nervous in the beginning is how are people going to be? Do people understand my humor? And I hope not to appear as a being annoying or anything like that. It's
no, not at all.
no, but
Everything was it was great.
yeah,
Um,
but
and I look forward to seeing this when it comes out.
yeah. Um, so that's just more it. So when the conversation starts, then you kind of get more comfortable, and then sometimes it ends up when I'm talking with some of these people that we end up talking like for a half an hour after. Some people just like, we had the conversation going, and then it's just like it ends up being just more talking, because then we suddenly get comfortable with each
Yeah,
other. So
it's real.
yeah. So, but I do thank you for your time. There's probably like 100 messages in your inbox right now. People
Yeah,
message, what are you doing? Where you at?
I do
So
have to get going.
yeah,
A lot of exciting stuff we're preparing for with Gamigo. So thank you for your time, and maybe we can invite you again for more Skydome or Trove stuff in the future if you're interested.
I am very interested. Yes, I love the game I got to play with. That kind of came out of nowhere, and it's just like, oh sure, I'm in. And then when I met these people,
Yeah,
they were just so much fun, and I was just like, oh man, can we just keep playing? I was just,
yeah.
it was just, oh, it's only
So
over,
yeah,
Yeah, it
hopefully we
was,
can get some games together in the future. That'd be
yeah,
great.
that would be great, and I'm up for Trove stuff and all that stuff. It's fun, exciting, and you get to meet new players, people, not only devs but also you and stuff like that. So I'm thankful for you taking the time as well, and I think it's gonna be a great episode. So yeah, thank you, man.
Yep. Stay awesome, everyone. Thank you.